Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا
إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. أما بعد فإن أصدق الحديث كتاب الله وخير الهدى هدى محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة دلالة وكل دلالة في النار. Verily all the praise and all of the magnification and all of our dedication and all of our spiritual worship should be only for Allah and Allahu Ta'ala alone. And I publicly, I inwardly, and I outwardly declare and attest and profess that there is la ma'bud bihaqqin illallah ta'ala. There is no object, no essence, no deity worthy of worship except for Allah Jalla fi'ula. And I bear witness that Al-Mustafa, Al-Amin, Al-Sadiq, Al-Masduq, Muhammad ibn Abdullah, Salawatullahi wa salam alayhi, was the last of messengers sent to guide mankind, me and you, black and white, green, orange, all of humanity and the jinn, ya ikhwan. to Islam. And in one al-yawm, Binillah Ta'ala, we're going to talk about the spiritual burnout, the iman burnout, the life burnout. As recently, ya ikhwan, people have called me up and said, brother so-and-so, he has left Islam. Sister so-and-so, she committed suicide. Brother so-and-so says he does not want to be here anymore. What is the purpose of life? Struggle, hardship, depression, stress. So now the question comes, ya ikhwan, as a Muslim living in the last days, as they say, 2024, where things are all over the world, ya ikhwan. All kinds of confusion, all kinds of destruction, all types of calamities are hitting. People want to know, is this struggle worth struggling for? Yes, my brothers and sisters in Islam. And Allah Ta'ala, He went on to say, clarifying this issue for us, ya ikhwan. As Muslims, we have guidance from the book and the sunnah of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Allah Ta'ala goes on to say, after I say, A'udhu Billahi Minash Shaitanir Rajeem, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, أحسب الناس أن يتركوا أن يقولوا آمنا وهم لا يفتنون. Do people think that they will be left alone to say, we believe, and then they will not be tested? They'll not go through some fitna? They'll not go through some type of trials? Ya ikhwan, as a new Muslim, one of my first trials was when I announced my Islam and I told my father that I became a Muslim, and I quit my job at the liquor store, ya ikhwan. My father was a senior auditor for the liquor store. He got me the job. After I told my father that I quit my job at the liquor store, my father said, get the HL out of here. Get out! You're a religious extremist. I got kicked out of my house. I quit my job at the liquor store. I lost my money. I wasn't able to go to college and finish my college degree. My car broke down. All types of fitna hit me, ya ikhwan, as a new Muslim, ya ikhwan. 3 months in the religion, homeless, jobless. But alhamdulillah, we had a little bit of iman, which helped us get from there to here, ya ikhwan. So, ya ikhwan, we're talking about losing the deen, leaving the deen, watering down the deen, or diluting the deen, as some people just chasing the green, ya ikhwan. This is our topic, Binillah Ta'ala. Basically, the burnout, or those who sell out, ya ikhwan. So my brothers and sisters in Islam, the dunya burnout. We live in the dunya. As you know, ya ikhwan, this stove, I've had it for 20 years and I wore this stove on purpose. As you see, this stove is tattered. I probably need to get some new buttons in my stove, ya ikhwan. I like this stove. This stove, when I first put it on, I was skinny 20 years ago. Alhamdulillah, now I'm fat. Alhamdulillah, I need to get the stove fixed, ya ikhwan. So the stove wears out, iman wears out, as the Prophet went on to say in one narration. So the dunya burnout, iman, it is mental, it is physical, it is spiritual well-being, my brothers. This is why the issue of mental problems are happening too many times in the ummah. And a lot of the old school imams 20, 30 years ago, if there was a problem, they would say he has ayn on him, or he has mas'a shaitan, or someone, they did some kind of black magic. They never discussed the issue of mental illness, ya ikhwan, which is prevalent nowadays. So when we look at the situation, ya ikhwan, what I learned over the years is I learned not to be the light that ignites others, but I burned myself out, ya ikhwan. From the time that I became a Muslim, I used to go to every conference that I could afford, whether it was here in Toronto or in the States, traveling, spending money, buying the tapes, buying the books, trying to maintain and learn my religion. After a while, ya ikhwan, many of the so-called Muslims around me, they called me a religious extremist. They told me, you'll never be a scholar. You'll never do anything for Islam. I did not listen to them, ya ikhwan. I kept moving forward. I kept trying to learn. I kept trying to benefit myself. Many of those brothers, some of them, they're not Muslim. Some of them have left the religion. Some of them, if you see them on the street, you wouldn't even know that they're a Muslim, ya ikhwan. So the question comes, do I need to refresh? Do I need to reset? Do I need to rewind? Do I need to rebuild? Do I need to reconnect back to Allah Azza wa Jalla and to the book and the sunnah of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam? A person can go insane, or what they call in society breaking bad, meaning that they lose their mental thing, or they go off the rails, as they say, or they're all over the board, as they say, or in my culture they say they're out of pocket, or ya ikhwan, they went overboard. These are sayings in North American culture, ya ikhwan. means that the people, they can't keep their stuff together. So when it comes out to it, ya ikhwan, we have to check in our mental every day. And that's why, ya ikhwan, you have to have fun to mental. Fun to mental. Fundamentals, ya ikhwan. Sometimes it's okay to have a little bit of fun, ya ikhwan. And the question comes, ya ikhwan, are we balanced in our approach as a Muslim? Ya ikhwan, waking up. I've been waking up for the years, feeling tired, not rested at all, no energy. Mentally, I need to power down from the mundane problems of the Muslim community. As my phone rings off, brother, my son stabbed somebody. Brother, my daughter, she's running the streets. Brother, my son, my father, all my family, they're off the rails. Brother, can you counsel us? Can you help us? Can you give us some nasiha? So, ya ikhwan, sometimes, my dear brothers, you start to feel unfulfilled. Sometimes, ya ikhwan, you start to worry about what's happening in life. And what happens is you start to procrastinate, ya ikhwan, in doing what's important for yourself because you have so many other issues to deal with. Ya ikhwan, it seemed in my life over the years that everybody wanted a piece of me, whether it was my mother, my sister, my wife, my daughters, my son, my cousin, my best friends, my colleagues. Everybody wanted to tax me for some reason, ya ikhwan. How do you keep it all together, my dear brothers? It seemed like everybody wanted a piece of me and I was just getting carved up. This is the reality of living in the Western world, what we call the rat race. If you look at the highway there, people are going like this, knocking down each other on the road. Every day there's an accident. People are chasing money, ya ikhwan. They forgot the civility of driving on the road and worried about people's protection. I used to have a lot of friends, brothers. But what happened is I closed and I shortened my circle. I made my circle smaller. I had too much on my plate to deal with. Too many family issues. I always felt fatigued, my brothers and sisters. So where are we going with this? It's good to help others, to feed others, to support others, to send money overseas to help others, to pray for others. But sometimes, my brothers and sisters, you only need to listen to that very special radio station called WIIFM. WIIFM. What's in it for me, brother? What's in it for me? I started to do this, ya ikhwan, and I felt that my time was respected more. I would say to them, sorry, I can't help you. Sorry, I can't be for you. I have to do this, I have to do that. This is on my list first. But if I have some time, maybe next week or the week after or the week after that, I'll share some of my time. Because time is something you can't buy, brothers and sisters. It's one of the commodities that we don't own. So I realize that I'm getting very old now, getting older. As you see, I don't have any hair in my beard this weekend. I'm getting older. And I can't work as hard as I used to work before. I can't. My son says, you have to work harder. You have to work harder. You have to work harder. As my son, he's one of those go-getters. He's an IT guy, dresses very nice, mashallah, tabarakallah. Dad, you have to work harder. I said, no, I don't want to work hard anymore. I want to work smarter, and I want to work more efficient, ya ikhwan. I want to use the skill that I have up here to do better than what I'm doing. So now, ya ikhwan, when we look at the situation, life is going to give us some tests. We're going to go through all kinds of tests in life. وَقَالَ اللَّهُ تَعَالَى وَنَبْلُوكُمْ بِشَرِّ وَخَيْرٍ, and we shall test you with trials both bad and good. Al-qadr, al-khayrihi wa sharrihi wa hulwihi wa murrihi wa min Allah ta'ala. The qadr, the predestination, the fate, the good of it and the bad of it. The sweet of it and the sourness of it, it's all from Allah. وقال الله تعالى الذي خلق الموت والحياة ليبلوكم أيكم أحسن أملا. Blessed is he whose hand is the dominion, and he is over all things all capable. The one who created dying and living in order to test you, to see which of you is best in deeds, and he is the Almighty, the all-forgiving. وقال الله تعالى ولا نبلونكم بشيء من الخوف والجوع ونقص من أموال وأنفس والثمرات. Ya ikhwan, these ayahs, these are just a few of them, ya ikhwan. And we shall certainly test you with matters of fear, meaning you lose your job, you lose your house, you lose your car, you lose your life, and hunger. Yeah, Ikhwan, the last couple of years, people are complaining that the groceries cost too much. They're starving. They can't get the food they used to get right here in Ontario. Loss of property. After, yeah, Ikhwan, COVID, I know 40 brothers that lost their house. I know more than 100 people that lost their business, yeah, Ikhwan. I know more than 60 families that got divorced after COVID, yeah, Ikhwan. Loss of property, loss of lives, and loss of harvests. My dear brothers and sisters, we're going to be tested. We're going to be tested. Are we going to sell out? Wallah musta'an. Alhamdulillah. حمد كثيرا طيبا مباركا فيه كما يحب ربنا ويرضى. الفتنة أنواعها ومخرج منها. Trials and tests, the different types, and how to escape from it, my dear brothers and sisters. We find, ya ikhwan, the hadith, which is so powerful, which every Muslim today, I want you guys, this is your homework, go home, look for this hadith, print it out, and hang it on your wall, ya ikhwan, and teach the children. عن صهيب بن سنان رضي الله عنه عن رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم عجبا لأمر مؤمن إن أمره كل خير وليس ذلك لأحد إلا للمؤمن إن أصابته سراء شكر فكان خير له وإن أصابته ضراء صبر فكان خير له أو كما قال صلى الله عليه وسلم أخرجه صحيح مسلم. The Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, my dear brothers and sisters, he went on to say, truly amazing is the affair of the believer. Not the mu'min, he didn't say Muslim. His situation is always good. And this is for no one else except for the believer. Whenever favorable things happen to him or her, they are very grateful. Alhamdulillah. It is better for him than the actual blessing itself. You find $5 in the street or someone gives you a coffee, alhamdulillah. And you say alhamdulillah, that's actually better than the actual gift that you got because you're praising Allah who gave that to you. Whenever an unfavorable blessing reaches them, he is patient. Sabr. And that patience is better for him than the actual thing because it's showing you, ya ikhwan, ya akhwat, submission to Allah Ta'ala. We are his slaves and his servants. And there's lesson in shukr and there's lessons in sabr, ya ikhwan. So each of us is put to a specific trial in life that is all-wise. The all-wise creator, he's packaged something just for us. My test was being born in a non-Muslim family and what I had to go through. And it amazes me, ya ikhwan, where some of the people, when they give shahada to Bob and Sally and Susie, some of the Muslims that come from another country, they want to try to teach them Islam how it was over there in that country. And then we find 3-4 years later, some of those brothers and sisters, they leave Islam because culturally they can't understand what Allah and His Messenger said because people have imposed their specific culture on an individual that may or may not be part of Islam. So we look at the situation, ya ikhwan, hardship, difficulties, losses of things, great blessings. Know that these calamities and disasters test our faith, our sincerity, our integrity, like our health, our wealth, our comfort, and our prosperity. Sometimes living it up distracts us from the true purpose, which is to worship Allah Azza wa Jal. So a few weeks ago, ya ikhwan, there was a serious rainstorm. And I came out, and for some reason, the mechanism in my car that puts the windshield wipers, it froze up and the windshield wouldn't work. So alhamdulillah, I was able to get it up to the mechanic. And the mechanic said to me, well, we can't fix it today. You have to leave your car here. Unless you want to drive home and come back tomorrow. And I looked at him. It's raining outside. How can I drive my car? I don't have no windshields. They're not working. He said, you can drive really fast and go through the rain. As a joke to me, because he knows me for a long time. So brother, something so simple as my windshield wipers not working stopped and impeded me for 4 days because I brought my car in. And then it was a Sunday, and on Saturday he only works for a few hours, so I did not get my car back to Tuesday, ya ikhwan. So alhamdulillah, I bought a bike 2 years ago. When the gas was going up to 186, I decided to buy a bike. So this way, ya ikhwan, I can still move around, and I enjoy, ya ikhwan, being able to alternate. The question is, do we have a game plan? If things go south, If problems go south, if things go bad, brothers, what are we going to do? And inshallah ta'ala, I have one hadith, my dear brothers. I want to leave this for you and for the sisters. This is a hadith I myself just learned last year. The Prophet ﷺ, this hadith is collected in Imam Muslim, where the Prophet went on to say, Ada inna rabbi amrani, wa qala innama ba'athtuka li'abtalika wa abtali bik. Or kama qala sallallahu. Allah the Most High has said, it's hadith Qudsi, O Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, verily I have only sent you to put you to trials and to put others to trial by way of you. So if you want to be part of the ummah of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, ya ikhwani, ya akhawati, know that we're going to go through some type of trials. These are tests. And the test, and for success, the test, if we are patient and we're grateful, is nothing other than the Jannah. May Allah help me and help you get to the Jannah. May Allah help us to send as-salat and salam. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala ali Muhammad kama sallaita ala Ibrahim wa ala ali Ibrahim fil alamin. May Allah help the ummah to be patient in these times of fitna. As there's many fitnas going on, ya ikhwan, sometimes we have the lens to see fitnas right in front of us. Sometimes the fitna has been put there for years and people don't see it for later. Sometimes people see the fitna coming and we're not even aware that it's even coming. With that, Akim as-salat, yarhamakallah.